Welcome to the He's Got Issues Independent Comics Edition number 12. I'm John Cooney here to preview new independent comics being released May 8th, 2013, beginning alphabetically, as usual, with Boom Studios and Bravest Warriors number 8. Final issue of the arc, the most nefarious force in the universe has finally followed through with its plans to steal brains through an alien beauty pageant. Can the Warriors stop it with power and respect? And we've got Grace Randolph's Supurbia number 7. Tia and Batu battle the Daughters of the Bright Moon as they attempt to escape Mongolia. Helen's corruption of Sarah reaches a turning point. Hector Hunt's devious jailbreak is enacted during the chaos of the Weapons Expo, and Geo uncovers secrets that stretch all the way back to Supurbia Volume 1, Number 1. Don't miss the next exciting installment of Supurbia, only from Grace Randolph and Russell Dauterman. From Dark Horse Comics, we've got Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 9, Number 21. The Scoobies are together again, and just in time. Buffy, Willow, and Xander begin a new mission as a team in order to protect something very dear to them all. But evildoers Simone and Severin have their own plans and are ready to undermine the happy reunion. Next, we've got Creepy Comics number 12. New terror from the legendary artist Richard Corbin reveals that 6 feet of soil can't keep a good man down. John Arcudi of BPRD and Julian Totino Tedesco of Uncanny X-Force explore the aftermath of a deadly plane crash in the ghastly Pack Leader, and join Ron Mars and Richard P. Clark for a delightfully twisted fairy tale, with the new story written and drawn by Richard Corbin and creepy family strips from Peter Baggy. We've also got Star Wars number 5. When Princess Leia is caught between 2 squadrons of TIE fighters, her undercover scouting may be at an end. But Luke Skywalker is doing his best to disobey Leia's own orders and to once again save the princess. Time is short and the Empire is closing in. Newsarama says, quote, Brian Wood and Carlos de Anda truly have the making of a classic on their hands. If you ever wondered if Star Wars could ever recapture that childlike glee of those earliest of memories, wonder no more. Star Wars is back and it's never been better. Close quote. And we've got X number 1 of 4. The enigmatic vigilante X has shattered Arcadia's criminal triumvirate, the Three Pigs, and fixed his eye on an even tougher target. But with the police department and the crime establishment teamed up against him, muckraking blogger Lee Ferguson may be X's only ally. The brutal story of Dark Horse's bloodiest hero begins anew. Swarzynski and Nagayan relaunch the classic Dark Horse vigilante. X is the letter of the law. From Dynamite Entertainment, we've got Damsels Mermaids number 1. The Little Mermaid's fairy tale had a happy ending, but not for her. Now she lives a secluded life away from her people, angry at the world, courting danger at every turn, and daring death to find her. When a handsome prince is exiled on her lonely island, he offers her a chance to pay the world back, asking for her aid in his battle against the oppressive heromancers of Atlantis. But can she trust him, or is he simply the next charming prince in line to betray her? We've also got Dark Shadows number 16. Willie and Quentin recruit unlikely allies for the battle to save Collinwood. Meanwhile, Barnabas makes a desperate attempt to change his and his family's future, but will it be all for naught? A mysterious figure is haunting Collinwood. Could the change Barnabas is making play right into the hands of one of his oldest foes? We've got Garth Ennis' Battlefields number 6. The year is 1964, and while war hero Anna Karkova survived World War II intact, she now languishes in a remote Siberian punishment camp. But the former Night Witch still has one last card to play. High above the frozen Arctic Ocean, her saga reaches its end as the last of the women warriors meets her destiny. We've also got Grimm number 1 with an Alex Ross cover. Set in the world of the acclaimed NBC series Grimm, homicide detective Nick Burkhart of the Portland Police Bureau learns that he is descended from a line of guardians known as Grimms, charged with keeping balance between humanity and the mythological creatures called Wesen. Beginning this issue, Kelly, Nick's mom, begins her quest to destroy the coins of Zakynthos. Next, we've got Jim Butcher's The Dresden Files Ghoul Goblin number 4 of 6. A small, isolated Midwestern town is being terrorized by a pair of Never-Never's most vile creatures who've managed to decimate the star-crossed Talbot family. Harry's sworn to protect survivors and end the curse, something that can only be accomplished if he can convince them to take refuge in what amounts to a supernatural fortress. And if the ancient guardian spirit he summoned doesn't kill him first, and if the local cops don't toss him into a jail cell. Next, we've got Red Sonja Annual number 4, the she-devil with a sword captured and infected by the bite of a loathsome creature of the night. Offered as a human sacrifice to the vampire's dark god, Red Sonja must defeat both monster and its master, or be transformed into a bloodthirsty predator herself. We've also got Vampirella number 29, set the controls for the Heart of the Sun, part 1 of 3. After being scattered around for a bit, Team Vampirella is reunited with a new purpose. It's a good thing, too. because the team will have their hands full fighting a coven of witches in the present, while Vampirella and Criswell are otherwise occupied. And by occupied, we mean their minds have been projected 100 years into the future. We've also got Warlord of Mars number 24. John Carter is a prisoner of the brutal tyrant Silencis All. His princess is still in the clutches of the ever-sleazy Matai Shang, but Carter's a lucky guy. A friendly fleet is approaching Silencis All's doomed fortress. There's just one little hitch. The ships are doomed if Carter can't escape and shut off the terrible Guardian of the North that renders Silencis All invincible. Even if he breaks free, Carter will have to face the Guardian of the Guardian, the greatest swordsman Mars has ever known. And we've got Warlord of Mars, Dejah Thoris, number 25. A mysterious stranger poses a grave threat to Dejah as she becomes the target of a vendetta that goes back to a time before she was born, a pivotal turning point in the life of Dejah Thoris. From IDW, we've got Fever Ridge, A Tale of MacArthur's Jungle War, number 3 of 8. Fever Ridge returns to the main character saga of World War II in the Southwest Pacific Command. Alone and deep in a still contested region of New Guinea's Han Peninsula, the scouts come across the remains of a massacred Japanese patrol and meet the men who both perpetuated the ambush and which could change their lives henceforth. Next, we've got Memorial Imaginary Friends number 3 of 3. How can a little girl who loved to draw and her big blue dragon save the shattered land of maybe? The answers are all here in the final chapter of Imaginary Friends by Chris Robertson, Rich Ellis, and Grace Allison. Next, we've got Rocketeer Hollywood Horror number 4 of 4, Betty in Deadly Danger, the great and good of Hollywood under the control of Otto Ruhn, and the Rocketeer without the jetpack he's come to depend on. And just when Cliff Secord thought things couldn't get any worse, entered the Dark Lord himself, Shoggoth, the thrilling climax in the grand pulp tradition. And we've got Star Trek number 20. The all-new origin stories of the Enterprise crew conclude with the special issue that focuses on 2 Trek stalwarts, Sulu and Chekhov. Witness the first meeting at Starfleet Academy and learn how their paths intertwined all the way to the bridge of the Enterprise. Overseen by Trek writer-producer Roberto Orci, this issue sets the stage for Sulu and Chekhov's new adventure in the blockbuster film sequel. From Image Comics, we've got Chin Music number 1. Shaw is a man on the run and lost in time. Fleeing ancient enemies, Shaw finds himself in Prohibition-era Chicago, surrounded by gangsters and demons alike and caught between law enforcement and the local supernatural underground. Chin Music is a tale of mysticism and violence like nothing you've experienced before. Next, we've got Prophet number 35. With the help of an ancient force, new Father Prophet searches for a weapon to fight a deadly threat to the Empire. We've also got Storm Dogs number 5 of 6. What are the Wireheads, and why is a godforsaken frontier planet so important to the future of the human race? The stakes are raised as the murder team heads into the forbidden lands of Elohai. Next, we've got Walking Dead number 110, with story by Robert Kirkman and art by Charlie Adler. We've got Ezekiel versus Michonne. And we've got Witchblade number 166, Skeletons. Sarah Pizzini's world has become increasingly gray since she became a private investigator. Without the laws and regulations that being a cop used to provide, Sarah has no idea whether her actions have been for the greater good or not. But to both put food on the table and stop a more powerful evil, Sarah will need to dig up enough dirt to destroy the career of the only decent and honest politician left in Chicago. And from Valiant Entertainment, we've got Archer and Armstrong number 0, the true story of the epic fail of Gilgamesh. Original series artist and Harbinger War superstar Clayton Henry returns to tell a tale of the early days of the man known as Armstrong. How early? How's ancient Ur sound? For the first time, the 100% true story behind the Epic of Gilgamesh can be told. A tale of the 3 warrior brothers, the Anipada, or as you may know them, Armstrong, the Eternal Warrior, and Time Walker, on a quest to the mysterious faraway to bring back its immortal boon. What they find is a lost land full of danger, excitement, and the greatest secret of the Valiant universe. Plus, this issue tees up the next arc of Archer and Armstrong, beginning this June in issue number 10. And last, we've got Harbinger number 12, Harbinger Wars. Harbinger continues here. Battle-weary, the Renegades follow Peter Stanchek's strange dream and visions into the southwest American desert, unsure of what exactly they'll find. Under the duress of constant conflict, and led by the words of the bleeding monk, who bleeds but does not die, our band of teens begin to fray, barely even a cohesive group by the time they reach Las Vegas, Nevada, now rechristened Sayat Nation. Here Peter and the crew come face to face with the Harbingers who have escaped from Project Rising Spirit's prison, Harbingers who call themselves Generation Zero. Okay, so that's a look at some of the top independent publishers this week, but there's still plenty of other books out as well, So be sure to check out my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com to see both the Marvel and DC videos for this week, as well as my usual roundup of all my favorites for the week with a little more depth and insight than you get here. And if you like these videos, be sure to let me know by leaving a comment and subscribing. You can also follow He's Got Issues on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest to see everything I'm reading as I read it. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.